Our planet Earth is a truly extraordinary place. Over the course of millions upon millions of years, it has undergone a profound transformation. Colossal forces, both from deep within its core and from the vastness of space, have sculpted and reshaped its surface, giving rise to a breathtaking tapestry of diverse environments. From the lush, teeming rainforests to the silent, frozen poles, life has found a way to flourish in almost every conceivable niche. The sheer variety of landscapes is a testament to the dynamic and ever-changing nature of our world, a world of endless wonder and discovery. Yet amongst this spectacular diversity, there are some places that stand out. These are the outliers, the landscapes that push the very boundaries of what we might consider habitable. They are places of profound extremity, defined by their punishing conditions, their surreal and often otherworldly appearance, and the unique forms of life that have managed to carve out an existence there. They are nature's masterpieces of resilience and adaptation, showcasing the raw, untamed power of our planet in its most dramatic forms. These landscapes challenge our perceptions and invite us to look deeper into the forces that shape our world. Exploring these locations is to witness the Earth at its most raw and powerful. It's a journey to the very edges of existence, where the rules of life are rewritten. These are not just geographical locations, they are living laboratories, offering invaluable insights into geology, biology, and the incredible tenacity of life itself. So for today's video, let's look through the top 15 most extreme landscapes on Earth. Our journey begins in what is often called the cruelest place on Earth, the Danakil Depression in Ethiopia. Here, the ground itself seems to boil, a consequence of 3 tectonic plates pulling apart in this geologically volatile region. Temperatures regularly soar above 50 degrees Celsius, making it one of the hottest inhabited places on our planet. The air is thick with the pungent smell of sulfur, and the landscape is a bewildering mosaic of vibrant colors. Acidic hot springs and bubbling pools of brine create formations of yellow, green, and orange, a palette painted by minerals and salt. It feels less like a part of our world and more like a glimpse into the primordial past, or perhaps a vision of a distant, alien planet. Despite these seemingly impossible conditions, life, in its most resilient form, persists. Extremophilic microorganisms thrive in the boiling acidic waters, providing scientists with clues about how life might have begun on Earth and how it might exist on other worlds. The Afar people, who have called this region home for centuries, have adapted their lives to this unforgiving environment. They navigate the treacherous terrain to mine salt from the vast, cracked flats, a practice that has changed little over the centuries. Their endurance is a powerful testament to human adaptability, a story of survival written across a landscape of fire and salt. From the searing heat of Africa, we travel to the absolute extreme of cold Commonwealth Bay in Antarctica. This location holds the Guinness World Record for being the windiest place on the planet. Here, katabatic winds, which are dense, cold air flows, pour down from the high polar plateau and are funneled by the continent's topography. They can reach speeds of over 300 kilometers per hour, creating a state of almost perpetual blizzard. The sheer force of this wind is difficult to comprehend. It is a relentless, scouring power that shapes the ice and makes human presence here incredibly challenging. It's a world of white, where the boundary between sky and ground is often lost in a maelstrom of snow. This formidable environment was the setting for Sir Douglas Mawson's Australasian Antarctic expedition in 1912, and his hut still stands, a lonely monument to the heroism and hardship of early polar exploration. Yet, even in this kingdom of wind and ice, life finds a foothold. Colonies of Adelie penguins and emperor penguins make their homes here, their life cycles intricately timed to the brief and brutal Antarctic summer. Weddell seals can be found near the coast, their survival dependent on maintaining breathing holes in the sea ice. Commonwealth Bay is not just a place of extreme weather. It is a vital natural laboratory for studying climate science and the incredible adaptations of polar wildlife. We now venture into the second largest tropical rainforest on Earth, the vast Congo River Basin. This is a world of immense biodiversity, a sprawling verdant expanse that acts as one of the planet's vital lungs. The sheer scale of it is staggering, covering an area larger than Western Europe. The mighty Congo River, the world's deepest, snakes through its heart, a life-giving artery for countless species. Within the dense canopy and shadowy undergrowth live forest elephants, lowland gorillas, bonobos, and okapis, creatures found nowhere else. The air is thick with moisture and the constant hum of life, a symphony of insects, birds, and unseen animals. This immense wilderness, however, is facing unprecedented threats. Deforestation for agriculture, illegal logging, and mining are encroaching on this once impenetrable forest. The pressures of a growing human population and political instability create a complex web of challenges for conservation. Efforts are underway to protect this critical ecosystem, establishing national parks and working with local communities to promote sustainable livelihoods. The fate of the Congo Basin is not just a regional issue. Its health is intrinsically linked to the stability of the global climate, making its preservation a matter of urgent importance for us all. Our travels now take us to a landscape forged by intense, relentless heat, the Lut Desert in Iran, also known as Dasht-e-Lut. This is a place of record-breaking temperatures. Satellite measurements have recorded surface temperatures here reaching over 70 degrees Celsius, hot enough to sterilize the ground and make it one of the most lifeless places on Earth. The central region of the desert is a vast expanse of dark lava pebbles which absorb the sun's radiation, creating this incredible heat. It is a true testament to the power of our sun, a place where the planet's surface is baked to an extreme. But the Lut Desert is not merely a featureless wasteland. Wind, the other great force at play here, has sculpted the landscape into extraordinary formations. In the western part, vast sand dunes, some of the tallest in the world, march across the horizon. To the east, the wind has carved incredible ridges and furrows from the rock, known as yardangs. These streamlined monoliths, stretching for kilometers, create a surreal, almost architectural landscape. And while much of the desert's core is devoid of life, the periphery supports resilient plant animals, including the elusive Asiatic cheetah, a stark reminder that even at the very edge of survivability, life can hold on. From the driest and hottest, we journey to the wettest place on our planet. The village of Mawsynram, nestled in the Khasi Hills of Meghalaya, India, receives an astonishing average of nearly 12,000 millimeters of rainfall each year. This incredible deluge is a result of its unique geography. Warm, moist air sweeps in from the Bay of Bengal and is forced upwards by the hills, where it cools and condenses, releasing its moisture in a near-constant downpour, especially during the monsoon season. The sound of rain here is not a gentle patter. It is a constant, deafening roar that defines every aspect of life. The Khasi people who inhabit this region have developed remarkable adaptations to their waterlogged world. They wear traditional, full-body umbrellas made of bamboo and banana leaves, known as nups, to work in the fields. To cross the swollen rivers and streams, they have, for centuries, guided the roots of rubber trees across chasms, patiently weaving them into incredible living bridges. These structures, strong and resilient, grow more robust over time, perfectly adapted to the wet conditions. Mawsynram is a world of cascading waterfalls, lush green vegetation, and a profound connection between humanity and the overwhelming power of nature. High in the Andes of Bolivia lies a landscape of breathtaking simplicity and scale, the Salar de Uyuni. This is the world's largest salt flat, a vast, prehistoric lakebed that has long since dried out, leaving behind an expanse of white salt crust stretching over 10,000 square kilometers. Under the harsh Andean sun, the ground is a blindingly white hexagonal pattern of salt tiles, creating a surreal and seemingly infinite horizon. The scale is almost impossible for the eye to process. Perspective becomes distorted and the line between earth and sky begins to blur in the shimmering heat. The true magic of the Salar de Uyuni, however, is revealed during the rainy season. When a thin layer of water covers the flat, it transforms into the world's largest natural mirror. The perfectly flat surface reflects the sky with stunning clarity, creating an illusion of walking amongst the clouds. The horizon vanishes completely, and one is left suspended in a dreamlike space between two heavens. It is a profoundly beautiful and disorienting experience. This salt flat is also a vital economic resource, containing a huge proportion of the world's lithium reserves, a mineral critical for modern technology, creating a fascinating intersection of natural wonder and human industry. There is perhaps no landscape that represents a greater physical challenge to humanity than Mount Everest. Standing at 8,848 meters above sea level, its summit is the highest point on Earth. It is a pyramid of rock and ice, a silent sentinel in the heart of the Himalayas. To be here is to be in the death zone, an altitude where the oxygen pressure is so low that it is insufficient to sustain human life for an extended period. The air is thin and bitterly cold, with temperatures plummeting far below freezing, and the weather can change in an instant, bringing hurricane-force winds and blinding snowstorms. Climbing Everest is a monumental undertaking, a test of physical and mental endurance against the rawest forces of nature. The journey takes one through the treacherous Khumbu icefall, a moving glacier of shifting seracs, and up the precipitous Lhotse face. For the Sherpa people, who live in the valleys below, these mountains, which they call Chomolungma, or Goddess Mother of the World, are sacred. Their unique physiology, adapted over generations to high-altitude living, makes them indispensable guides and partners in any expedition. Mount Everest remains the ultimate symbol of natural grandeur and the human quest for adventure and discovery. In the Mojave Desert of California lies a place with a name that, honestly, speaks volumes: Death Valley. It is a land of superlatives, holding the record for the highest air temperature ever reliably recorded on Earth, a staggering 56.7 degrees Celsius. It is also the lowest, driest, and hottest area in North America. The valley is a long, narrow basin, lying nearly 86 meters below sea level, a topography that traps hot air, allowing it to be heated further by the relentless sun. The landscape is stark and seemingly inhospitable, a panorama of barren salt flats, eroded badlands, and shifting sand dunes. But to dismiss Death Valley as merely a lifeless wasteland would be a mistake. This extreme environment is home to a surprising diversity of life, all of which has developed extraordinary adaptations to survive. The desert pupfish lives in isolated salty pools where water temperatures can fluctuate dramatically. Coyotes and kit foxes have evolved to be nocturnal, avoiding the brutal heat of the day. After rare winter rains, the valley floor can erupt in a spectacular, short-lived carpet of wildflowers, a superb bloom that testifies to the dormant life waiting just beneath the surface. Death Valley is a showcase of nature's ingenuity in the face of extreme adversity. We now leave the land behind and plunge into the deepest, darkest, and most mysterious landscape on our planet, the Mariana Trench. Located in the western Pacific Ocean, this crescent-shaped scar in the Earth's crust contains the deepest known point, the Challenger Deep, which lies nearly 11,000 meters below the surface. If Mount Everest were placed into the trench at this point, its peak would still be covered by over 2 kilometers of water. The pressure here is immense, over 1,000 times that at sea level, equivalent to the weight of 50 jumbo jets stacked on top of a person. It is a realm of absolute darkness and crushing force. For most of history, this abyss was considered to be devoid of life. But recent explorations using remotely operated and manned submersibles have revealed a surprisingly vibrant ecosystem. Strange, ghostly snailfish, giant amphipods, and bizarre sea cucumbers have all adapted to survive the extreme pressure and cold. These creatures thrive on marine snow, a continuous shower of organic debris falling from the upper layers of the ocean. The Mariana Trench is one of the last truly unexplored frontiers on Earth, a place that holds secrets not only about life's limits, but also about the fundamental geology of our planet. Our journey now takes us to the driest non-polar desert in the world, the Atacama Desert in Chile. This 1,600-kilometer strip of land on the Pacific coast is a place where, in some areas, rainfall has never been recorded. The extreme aridity is caused by a double rain shadow. The Andes Mountains block moisture from the east, while winds from the Pacific are cooled by the cold Humboldt Current, preventing the formation of rain clouds. The result is a landscape so dry, so sterile, that its soil has been compared to that of Mars. NASA even uses the Atacama to test instruments for future missions to the Red Planet. Despite this profound lack of water, life here has found ingenious ways to survive. Some microbial communities live inside rocks, drawing moisture from the thin air. Other plants and lichens depend entirely on the Camanchaca, a dense coastal fog that rolls in from the ocean, providing just enough moisture to sustain them. The landscape itself is stunningly beautiful. A place of red rock canyons, vast salt flats, and geysers that jet steam into the crystal clear air. At night, the lack of cloud cover and atmospheric distortion makes the Atacama one of the best places on Earth for stargazing, offering an unparalleled window into the cosmos. In the Great Rift Valley of northern Tanzania lies a body of water that appears both beautiful and menacing, Lake Natron. Its waters are a startling, spectral red, a color derived from salt-loving microorganisms that thrive in its unique chemistry. But this beauty hides a dangerous secret. The lake is hypersaline and extremely alkaline, with a pH of over 10, almost as alkaline as ammonia. This is due to the surrounding volcanoes, which enrich the local geology with sodium carbonate. The water is caustic, capable of burning the skin and eyes of animals not adapted to it. The lake has become famous for the eerily preserved bodies of birds and bats that have died in its waters. The high concentration of sodium carbonate acts as a remarkable preservative, encrusting the animals in salt and calcifying them into stone-like statues. Yet, this deadly environment is the single most important breeding ground for the lesser flamingo. These birds have adapted to the caustic conditions, building their mud nests on salt islands that protect them from predators. Lake Natron is a stark paradox, a place of death that is, for one species, the very cradle of life. Drifting in the Indian Ocean, some 240 kilometers from the Horn of Africa, is an island that seems to have been plucked from a science fiction novel. This is Socotra. Its long isolation from mainland continents, combined with fierce heat and drought, has resulted in a unique and bizarre flora that is found nowhere else on Earth. Over a third of its plant life is endemic, giving the landscape a distinctly alien feel. The most famous resident is the dragon's blood tree, a strange umbrella-shaped plant that oozes a dark red resin, the dragon's blood of legend, which has been sought after since antiquity. The island is also home to the bizarre bottle tree, with its swollen, water-storing trunk and delicate pink flowers. Giant succulent trees and a unique species of chameleon also inhabit this strange world. For the people of Socotra, who have lived in harmony with this unique environment for centuries, these plants are a source of medicine, food, and materials. The island is a living museum of evolution, a precious example of what can happen when life is left to follow its own unique path in isolation. It is a fragile treasure, a gallery of nature's most peculiar and wonderful creations. We return to the frozen continent of Antarctica, but this time to witness a stunning contradiction of nature: Mount Erebus. It is the southernmost active volcano on Earth, a colossal mountain of fire rising from a continent of ice. Its summit crater contains a persistent, bubbling lake of molten lava, one of only a handful on the planet. The intense heat from this magma chamber melts the ice from below, carving out a complex network of ice caves. Within these caves, a truly extraordinary phenomenon occurs. Hot volcanic gases rich in minerals rise up through fractures and vent into the freezing cold of the caves. As this hot gas meets the icy air, it freezes instantly, building fantastical structures known as ice fumaroles. These are towering chimneys of ice, often reaching heights of several meters, that constantly vent steam into the frigid darkness. They are hollow, crystalline structures, delicate and otherworldly. Mount Erebus is a place of primal forces, where the internal fire of our planet breaks through its coldest crust, creating a landscape of breathtaking and surreal beauty, hidden deep beneath the Antarctic ice sheet. In China's Hunan province lies a landscape that seems to defy gravity itself, the Wulingyuan Scenic and Historic Interest Area. This is a forest not of trees, but of stone. Over 3,000 towering quartzite sandstone pillars and peaks rise from the valley floor, some reaching heights of over 200 meters. This dramatic scenery is the result of millions of years of erosion. Water, expanding as it froze in vertical cracks during the winter, slowly fractured the rock, while rivers and streams carved away the softer surrounding material, leaving these immense pillars standing in isolation. The area is often shrouded in mist, which clings to the pillars and creates an ethereal, dreamlike atmosphere, as if the mountains themselves are floating in the sky. This very landscape served as a key inspiration for the floating Hallelujah Mountains in the film Avatar. The pillars are cloaked in lush vegetation, with trees and shrubs clinging precariously to their vertical faces. Wulingyuan is a geological marvel, a testament to the patient and powerful artistry of water and ice, which have sculpted a landscape of profound and staggering beauty. It is a vertical world, a maze of stone that inspires awe and wonder. Our final extreme landscape takes us off the coast of Belize to a feature that can be seen from space, the Great Blue Hole. From above, it appears as a perfect dark blue circle in the midst of the turquoise waters of the Lighthouse Reef Atoll. This is a giant marine sinkhole, over 300 meters across and 124 meters deep. It was formed during several episodes of glaciation when sea levels were much lower. It began its life as a limestone cave on dry land. As the oceans rose at the end of the Ice Age, the cave was flooded and its roof collapsed, creating this spectacular vertical cavern in the sea. Descending into the Great Blue Hole is like entering another world. The upper rim teems with coral and colorful reef fish, but as one goes deeper, the water becomes still and clear, and the walls of the hole become sheer cliffs. At around 90 meters down, divers can find huge, ancient stalactites and stalagmites, remnants of the hole's past as a dry cave. It is a geological time capsule, offering a glimpse into the Earth's climatic history. It is a place of silent, deep blue mystery, a geological wonder hidden just beneath the surface of the waves. From the boiling cauldron of the Danakil Depression to the silent, abyssal depths of the Mariana Trench, our journey has taken us to the very limits of our world. We have stood on the roof of the planet and ventured into its deepest chasms. We have witnessed lands baked by unimaginable heat and scoured by relentless wind and rain. These 15 locations are more than just geographical curiosities. They are profound expressions of the Earth's power, creativity, and incredible diversity. They remind us that our planet is a dynamic, living entity, constantly shaping and reshaping itself through forces we are only just beginning to understand. Each of these extreme landscapes tells a story. It might be a story of geological turmoil, of climatic extremes, or of the sheer tenacity of life to adapt and survive against all odds. The living root bridges of Mawsynram and the extremophiles of the Danakil Depression are as much a part of this narrative as the sandstone pillars of Wulingyuan or the ice fumaroles of Mount Erebus. They reveal the intricate and often surprising connections between the living and non-living worlds, a complex dance of adaptation and evolution that has been playing out for eons. As we continue to explore and understand our planet, these places serve as vital benchmarks. They are natural laboratories that hold clues to our past and perhaps warnings for our future. They inspire in us a sense of awe and humility, a recognition of the grandeur of the natural world and our small place within it. Protecting these unique and fragile environments is not just about preserving beautiful scenery, it is about safeguarding the very story of Earth itself, a story of resilience, wonder, and endless transformation.